30 years. That's how long they went without really knowing each other. Father and son. Same blood, same last name, but strangers. They'd talk on holidays maybe, surface conversations. How's work? Fine. How's life? Good. Then silence. 30 years of silence. 30 years of distance. 30 years they can never get back. But here's what breaks your heart. It didn't have to be that way. There was no big betrayal, no unforgivable sin. Just divorce. Just life. Just two people who loved each other but let time slip away. And now, sitting across from each other after 3 decades, they're trying to rebuild something that maybe should have never been broken. The father says he thinks about those lost years every single day. The son says he has regret about lost time. Deep, aching regret. But here's the question that haunts both of them. Can you reconnect after 30 years? Can you rebuild a relationship with someone who's essentially a stranger now? Can you make up for decades of distance with a 2-week road trip? And the answer is complicated. Because some things once lost can never fully come back. But maybe, just maybe, you can build something new, something different, something honest, if you're brave enough to try. Stay with me, because what happens next will make you pick up the phone and call someone you've been avoiding. There's a small recording booth at StoryCorps, just big enough for 2 people, 2 microphones, 2 chairs facing each other. Everything you say gets recorded, preserved forever, for your family, for history. T. Chick McClure sits across from their father, Chaz. The recording light is on. They can both see it, red and glowing. Everything they say will be saved. Everything they admit will be documented. There's no taking it back. Chick looks at Chaz, really looks at him. This man who gave them life. This man who's been mostly absent for 30 years. This man who's essentially a stranger now, but also still dad. Still the person Chick loved most as a child. Chick's voice is quiet when they speak. Careful, like testing ice you're not sure will hold. I have regret about lost time. The words hang in the air. Heavy, true, painful. 30 years summarized in 6 words. 30 years of distance acknowledged out loud. Chaz doesn't look away. His eyes are wet. He nods. He knows. He feels it too. The weight of all those years, all those missed moments, all that time they can never get back, all that life they lived separately when they could have been together. None of us know what kind of time we've got, Chick continues. Their voice cracks slightly. But I just want to make what time we have be really connected. Not just present, not just polite, but connected. Really, truly connected, for however long they have left. This is their story. A father and son who let 30 years slip away, who normalized distance until it felt permanent, who loved each other but didn't know each other, and who finally decided to try to reconnect after decades of absence. It's not a happy story, but it's not a tragic one either. It's something in between. Something real. Something messy and complicated and painful and hopeful all at once. It's the story of what happens when you try to reconnect after decades of absence. And it starts like this, with two people in a small booth, with 30 years of silence between them, with regret acknowledged, with hope tentatively offered, with the question hanging unspoken in the air, is it too late? Or is there still time to salvage something? The answer is complicated, but they're about to find out together.
Chick's earliest memory of their father is breakfast, Saturday mornings. Chaz would make pancakes, not from a box, from scratch, measuring flour, cracking eggs, stirring batter. Chick would sit at the counter and watch, small legs dangling from the stool. Chaz would let Chick crack an egg. Usually it went everywhere, shell in the batter, yolk on the counter. Chaz would laugh, not annoyed, just amused. That's okay, buddy. We'll fish out the shell. That's what makes them special. Your special pancakes. They had routines like that, small rituals that meant everything to a child. Bedtime stories where Chaz did all the voices. Sunday afternoons fixing things in the garage. Chick handing Dad tools, feeling important, feeling useful, feeling loved. Chaz taught Chick how to ride a bike, running behind them down the driveway, hand on the seat, I got you, I got you. Then letting go, Chick wobbling, then finding balance, then flying, turning around to see Dad grinning, so proud, so present. They had inside jokes, silly things that made no sense to anyone else, but would make them both laugh until they couldn't breathe. Shared references, shared humor, the kind of connection where you don't have to explain, you just know. You just get each other. Chick felt safe with Chaz, completely safe, like nothing bad could happen as long as Dad was there. Dad who could fix anything, Dad who knew everything, Dad who made the world make sense, Dad who loved them unconditionally. Or so it seemed. The bond wasn't perfect. Chaz worked, had bad days, got tired, sometimes snapped, sometimes was distant. But mostly he was there, mostly he was present, mostly he showed up. To school events, to games, to the small moments that build a childhood. Chick's identity was built partly on being Chaz's kid. Pride in that connection. That's my dad. Security in that love. Knowing someone was always in your corner, always on your side, always there, that certainty children have before life teaches them otherwise. They'd watch movies together, Chaz explaining things Chick didn't understand. They'd throw a ball in the backyard until it got too dark to see. They'd work on homework together, Chaz patient even when Chick didn't get it, never making them feel stupid. There were comfortable silences, driving in the car, just being together, not needing to fill every moment with words, just existing in the same space. That easiness that comes from really knowing someone, from feeling completely yourself around them. Chick thought it would last forever. Of course they did. They were 7, 8, 9 years old. To a child, that is a constant, like gravity, like breathing, something you don't question, something that just is, forever and always and no matter what. But nothing is forever, and gravity can shift, and sometimes the people you think will always be there just aren't. Not because they died, not because they stopped loving you, but because life happened. And choices were made, and distance grew where closeness used to be. Chick didn't know that yet, couldn't have imagined it, couldn't have predicted that one day they'd look at their father and see a stranger. that Saturday pancakes would become a distant memory, that the easiness would turn to awkwardness, that everything would change. But it would. It did. And it started with an announcement that split Chick's world in half. Chick was 14 when their parents sat them down, both looking serious, both looking tired. Chick knew something was wrong. Had known for months, really. The house had felt different. Cold. Tense. Like everyone was holding their breath. Mom and Dad didn't fight. Not loudly, but there were silences. Long ones. Uncomfortable ones. They'd stopped laughing together. Stopped touching. Stopped looking at each other. Chick noticed even though they tried to hide it. Kids always notice. They just don't know what to do with what they see. Your father and I have decided to separate. Mom's voice was careful, controlled, like if she said it calmly enough, it wouldn't hurt. We still love you very much. This isn't about you, this is about us. We're just not happy together anymore. The words didn't make sense. Chick heard them, but couldn't process them. Separate? What does that mean? Like divorce? Like TV divorce? Like kids at school with 2 houses and split holidays? That happens to other families, not ours, not us. Chaz looked at Chick. His eyes were red. He looked broken, looked older suddenly. I'm so sorry, buddy. His voice cracked. I'm so sorry. And that's when Chick understood. Dad was leaving. Not just Mom, but the house, the family, them. Everything moved fast after that. Chaz packed boxes, moved to an apartment across town. Not far, 20 minutes maybe, but it felt like another country, another world. Chick's world split clean in two, before and after, together and apart, whole and broken. The custody arrangement was standard. Weekends with Dad, alternating holidays, summer split. Love by schedule, relationship by appointment. Chick would pack a bag Friday afternoon, wait for Dad to pick them up, like going on a trip, except the trip was to see your own father. The first visit was awful. Chick didn't want to go, didn't want to leave Mom alone, didn't want to accept this was real, didn't want to play along with this new normal. But Mom insisted. Your father loves you. He wants to see you. This isn't his fault. Please try. So Chick went, sat in Dad's car, silent, angry, confused. Chaz tried to make conversation. How was school? Fine. Want to get pizza? Sure. I got some games for us to play. Okay. One-word answers. Stone walls. Protection. If I don't let him in, he can't hurt me again. The apartment was small, barely furnished, temporary looking. Like Dad didn't plan to stay long. Like maybe this was all temporary. Maybe he'd come home soon. Maybe this was just a break. Maybe everything would go back to normal. Please let everything go back to normal. But it didn't. Weeks became months, the apartment got more furniture, Dad settled in. This was permanent. This was life now. Chick had 2 homes, 2 bedrooms, 2 sets of stuff, 2 versions of normal, and none of it felt right. None of it felt like home. The distance between them started immediately. Not physical distance, emotional distance. Chick couldn't be open with Dad anymore, couldn't be vulnerable. Dad had left, chosen something else over family, over them. Or that's how it felt. Logic didn't matter. Pain doesn't care about logic. Visits felt forced, scheduled fun. Let's do something, Chaz would say with desperate enthusiasm, like if they just did enough activities, everything would be fine. Like mini-golf and movies could replace what they lost. They couldn't. Nothing could. The easiness was gone, replaced by performance. Chick started resisting visits. I have plans with friends. I have homework. I don't feel good. Excuses, some real, some not. Mom would push. Your father is expecting you. But Chick would push back, getting angry, using the divorce as a weapon. I didn't ask for this. I didn't choose this. And that was true. Chick didn't choose this. Didn't choose to have their family split. Didn't choose to have their father leave. Didn't choose this pain. But Chaz was taking the blame, absorbing it, even though he didn't choose it either, even though the marriage dying wasn't really anyone's fault. But someone had to be blamed, and Chick chose Chaz. Punished him with absence, with coldness, with walls. And Chaz took it, because what else could he do? Force a relationship? That doesn't work. Can't make someone love you. Can't make someone want to see you. Only can try, and hope, and wait. The visits became less frequent. Every other weekend became once a month. Once a month became holidays. Holidays became obligatory appearances. Both going through the motions, pretending it was fine, but it wasn't fine. It was breaking. Slowly, steadily, day by day, year by year.
And neither of them knew how to stop it. High school was a blur. Chick focused on friends, school, life with mom. Dad became peripheral, a person they saw sometimes. Not a parent, not really. Just someone they were related to. Someone who sent birthday cards with money. Someone who called occasionally. The calls were painful. Forced small talk. How's school? Fine. Making any plans for college? Maybe. Need anything? No, I'm good. 3 minutes. 5 at most. Then awkward silence. Well, I should let you go. Okay. Love you. Yeah. Bye. Hang up. Relief. Done for another month. Chick's high school graduation came. Chaz attended, sat separately from mom, new boundaries, divorced parent seating. He took pictures, smiled, said, "I'm so proud of you," gave Chick a card with a check. Standard, predictable, empty. Then left, back to his life, his separate life. College was easier in some ways. Geographic distance matched emotional distance. Chick went away to school. Different state, fresh start, new identity. Dad called sometimes, usually just to check in, make sure bills were paid, make sure Chick was alive, functional. That's all. Nothing deeper. How are your classes? Okay. Meeting people? Yeah. Need any money? I'm okay. The conversations never went deeper, never touched real things, never asked what Chick was actually feeling, what they were struggling with, what they were dreaming about. Just surface. Always surface. Safe. Chick graduated college. Chaz came to that, too. Another milestone appearance. Another photo. Another card. Another hug that lasted half a second. Then gone. Chick watched him drive away, felt something. Something like grief, but pushed it down. This is just how it is now. This is our relationship. Distant, polite, empty. 20s blurred into 30s. Chick built a life. Career, relationships, friends, moves to new cities, new jobs. All of it happening without Chaz. He knew the basics, where Chick lived, what they did for work, but not the details, not the struggles, not the victories, just headlines, just bullet points. Chick would think about calling sometimes, really calling, having a real conversation, bridging the gap, but then anxiety would stop them. What would we even talk about? We don't know each other anymore. It's been too long. It would just be awkward. Better to leave it. Better to accept the distance. Chaz had his own life too. He'd remarried years ago, had stepchildren, a new family, not to replace Chick, but to fill the emptiness, to not be alone. Chick heard about it from cousins, from aunts,
Not from Chaz directly. That hurt, but Chick didn't say anything. What right did they have? They'd built the walls too. Chick didn't meet the new wife for years. Didn't go to the wedding. Wasn't invited, really. Not formally. Chaz mentioned it once on a call. "I'm getting married in April." "Oh, congratulations." "Thanks. You're welcome to come if you want." "I'll see. I'm pretty busy." "Okay, I understand." And that was it. The distance had become so normal, nobody questioned it anymore. This is just how we are. This is our family. Polite, distant, occasionally in touch. Christmas cards, birthday calls, maybe coffee once every few years if schedules aligned, but nothing real, nothing close, nothing like it used to be. Holidays were the worst. Obligation visits. Chick would go to Chaz's house, meet the step family, sit at a table with strangers who were technically family, make small talk, smile, pretend, count the minutes until they could leave, then drive home feeling hollow, feeling alone even when surrounded by people. Chick's relationships failed. Jobs changed. Health scares happened. Depression hit sometimes, dark periods. Struggle, real struggle. And Chaz knew none of it, because Chick didn't tell him. Because they'd gone decades without real conversations. Because you can't suddenly be vulnerable with someone you've kept at distance for 30 years. And Chaz had his own struggles probably too. His own pain. His own fears. But Chick didn't know about those either, because he didn't share. Because they'd both accepted this was just how things were. Some families are close, some aren't. We're the second kind. That's okay. That's fine. That's normal. Except it wasn't fine. And it wasn't okay. And normal doesn't mean healthy. It just means accepted. It just means nobody's fighting it anymore. It just means surrender. Quiet, mutual, permanent. Birthdays came and went. Chaz would call. Chick would thank him. Short conversation. "See you later. Bye." Another year older. Another year further away. Another year of distance. Another year of missed opportunities to connect. To be real. To remember what it felt like to be close. Chick hit 40. A milestone that makes you think. Makes you take stock. Makes you look at your life and wonder if this is what it's supposed to look like. Career? Check. Stability? Check. Relationship with father? Empty. Hollow. Non-existent beyond formalities. And around that same time, something started shifting. Not overnight. Not suddenly, but slowly. Like dawn. Like something waking up after long sleep. This quiet voice whispering, "This isn't okay. This isn't what I want. This isn't how it should be. Time is passing. We're both getting older. How much longer can we afford to wait?" Friends started losing parents. Death suddenly real. Suddenly close. Suddenly imminent. And Chick would think, when Dad dies, will I regret this? Will I regret keeping distance? Will I regret never trying? Will I regret protecting myself instead of risking vulnerability? Yes. The answer was yes. And Chaz was getting older too. 60s now. Still healthy, still active, but older. Graying, slowing down, mortal. Not the invincible dad from childhood, just a man. Aging, with limited time left, limited chances,
limited days to make up for lost years. And both of them, separately, in their own spaces, in their own ways, started thinking the same thing. Is this really how it ends? Is this really our story? Decades of distance, then death? Polite funerals where people say they weren't close, with sad, knowing nods? That can't be it. There has to be more, doesn't there? But neither knew how to bridge it. Too much time, too much pain, too much awkwardness, too much fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of trying and it not working, fear of trying and it being too late, fear that kept them both frozen, kept them both waiting, kept them both alone. Until finally, Chick couldn't wait anymore.
Something broke, or maybe something healed enough to allow risk. Chick doesn't remember exactly when the decision formed, but somewhere in their early 40s, the pain of distance became worse than the fear of trying. A friend lost their father suddenly, heart attack, no warning. There one day, gone the next. At the funeral, the friend sobbed. I kept meaning to visit more, kept meaning to really talk, kept waiting for the right time. Now he's gone. Chick sat in that funeral thinking about Chaz. Healthy now, but for how long? Another 10 years? 20 if lucky? Maybe less. Time was finite. Time was running out. And they were wasting it. Wasting it protecting themselves. Wasting it hiding behind old pain. Wasting it pretending distance was okay. That night, Chick almost called, picked up the phone, stared at Dad's contact, finger hovering over the call button, but fear stopped them. What would I even say? How do you start a conversation after 30 years of surface talk? How do you jump from "how's work" to "I miss you"? The internal battle was brutal. Fear of rejection. What if he doesn't want this? What if I'm the only one who wants to reconnect? What if he's moved on? What if his new family is enough and he doesn't need me anymore? What if I reach out and he says no? But another fear was worse. The fear of never trying. The fear of his funeral, standing there like Chick's friend, sobbing, regretting, saying, I kept meaning to. Carrying that regret forever, that permanent, unfixable regret, that was worse than rejection. That was worse than anything. So Chick wrote an email. Easier than calling, could edit it, could think about what to say, could be vulnerable without hearing immediate response. Wrote it, deleted it, wrote again, deleted again. This went on for days, weeks even. Finally, late one night, Chick just hit send, before fear could stop them, before doubt could win. The email was simple, honest, vulnerable. Dad, I know it's been a long time. I know we've been distant, but I don't want that anymore. I miss you. I miss us. Would you be willing to try again? Heart pounding. Immediately regretted it. Wanted to unsend. Too late. It was out there. Exposed. Vulnerable. Waiting for response. For rejection, maybe. For confirmation that it was too late. That 30 years was too much. That they'd waited too long, that some things can't be fixed. Hours passed like years. Then the response came. Chick saw the notification, stomach dropped, hands shaking, couldn't open it, too scared. What if he said no? What if he said it's too late? What if he said he'd moved on? Finally, after 20 minutes of staring at the unopened email, Chick clicked it. Chick, I've been hoping you'd reach out. I've wanted to reach out myself, but didn't think you'd want to hear from me. I miss you too. I miss us. I think about the lost years every single day. I would give anything to try again. Anything. Chick read it 3 times, then cried. Not sad crying,
relief crying, gratitude crying. He wants this too. All this time, both of us wanting it, both of us too afraid, both of us waiting, both of us suffering alone when we could have been healing together. They emailed back and forth, careful at first, testing waters, then more open, more honest, more vulnerable. Chick admitted the pain, the anger, the grief. Chaz admitted the same. Both carrying 30 years of regret, both wanting another chance, both scared but willing. Chaz suggested a road trip. Come visit, stay for 2 weeks. We'll just drive, talk, get to know each other again. No pressure, no agenda, just time together, real time. Not holiday visits, not obligation, just us, trying. 2 weeks felt long. 2 weeks with essentially a stranger. What if they ran out of things to say? What if awkward silences filled the car? What if this was a mistake? But Chick agreed anyway. Because what if it wasn't a mistake? What if this was the chance? The one shot to reclaim something lost? They set a date, 3 months away. Gave them both time to prepare, time to be nervous, time to question, time to back out if they wanted. But neither backed out. Both showed up. Both chose courage over comfort. Both chose possibility over safety. The night before the trip, Chick couldn't sleep. Lay awake thinking about childhood, about pancakes, about bike rides, about all the years in between, about what tomorrow might bring. Fear and hope, tangled together. Both equally strong, both equally real. But morning came, and Chick got on the plane and flew to where Chaz lived, and this was happening. No more thinking, no more planning, no more waiting, just doing, just trying, just being brave enough to see if love could survive 30 years of distance.
The airport pickup was awkward. Chick spotted Chaz waiting, older than memory, grayer, thinner maybe, but still recognizable. Still Dad. Their eyes met. Both smiled. Uncertain smiles. Nervous smiles. Then walked toward each other. The hug was too brief, or too long, or just weird. Neither knew how to hug anymore. Years of distance made physical affection strange. "Good flight?" Chaz asked. His voice the same. That was surprising. Voice unchanged even though everything else had. "Yeah, fine." Chick's response, automatic. Safe. Small talk. The easy thing. Baggage claim, walking to the car, more small talk. Weather, traffic, surface things. Both avoiding what mattered. Both not ready yet. The car felt smaller than it was. Close quarters, nowhere to hide. Chaz drove. Chick stared out the window. Silence settling. Not comfortable silence, not hostile either, just uncertain, like neither knew what they were allowed to say, what was safe, what would hurt. So, they said nothing, just drove. First hour was mostly quiet. Radio filling the space, classic rock station, songs from Chick's childhood, memory triggers everywhere. That song was playing when Dad taught me to drive. That one we sang together on vacation. The past kept intruding, reminding them what they had, what they lost, what they were trying to rebuild. Finally, Chaz spoke. Real spoke, not small talk. "I'm really glad you came." His voice was thick, emotional. "I didn't think you would. Didn't think you'd want to." Chick swallowed hard. "I almost didn't. I was scared." "Me too." "Yeah?" "Terrified, actually." That admission broke something, or opened something. Permission to be honest. Permission to be scared. Permission to be human. "I don't know how to do this," Chick admitted. "How to just talk to you. It's been so long." "I know. Me neither. Let's just try. No expectations, just see what happens." Hours passed. Slowly the conversation found rhythm. Not the old rhythm. That was gone. But something new. Tentative. Careful. But real. Chaz told stories. Things Chick had forgotten or never knew. "You used to do this thing where you'd..." Memory after memory. Building bridges with the past. Connecting then to now. Chick listened. Really listened. Seeing their childhood through Dad's eyes. Stories where they were the center. The focus. The loved thing. Evidence that they mattered. That they were seen. That their absence left a hole. "I remember every detail," Chaz said quietly. "I've replayed every moment 1,000 times." "Why didn't you fight harder?" Chick asked. The question that needed asking. "When I pulled away, why didn't you force me to stay connected?" Silence. Long silence. Chaz's hands tightened on the wheel. "I didn't know how." His voice cracked. "I thought giving you space was respectful. I was wrong." "I thought you didn't care," Chick admitted. "Thought you'd moved on. New family, new life. Thought I was replaceable." Chaz pulled the car over, stopped, turned to face Chick, eyes red. "You were never replaceable. Ever. I thought about you every single day. Missed you every single day. You're my child. That never changes. Never." They both cried then. In a car parked on some random roadside. Years of pain pouring out. Years of misunderstanding. Years of believing wrong things about each other. "I'm sorry," Chaz said. "For all of it. For letting the distance happen. For not fighting harder. For everything. I'm sorry too," Chick whispered. "For shutting you out. For punishing you. For wasting time." The apologies didn't fix 30 years, but they mattered. They cleared the air. They acknowledged the pain. They created space for something new, something honest, something built on truth instead of assumptions. They sat there for 20 minutes, just talking, really talking for the first time in decades, really connecting. Back on the road, something felt different, lighter, like pressure released, like breathing easier. They laughed. First time they'd laughed together in years. A stupid joke. Nothing special, but genuine laughter. And it felt like finding something precious you thought was lost forever. Not the same, but still valuable. Still worth keeping. Days blurred together. Driving, talking, stopping at diners, bad coffee, good pie, long conversations. Some light, some heavy, some about the past, some about now. Getting to know each other, as they are now, not as they were, but as they have become. Two adults, trying to build something new from broken pieces. They discovered similarities. Same sense of humor, same taste in music, same way of thinking about things. Genetics showing through despite years apart. You do this thing with your hands when you talk. I do that too. I know. I noticed. Small recognitions. Ways they were connected beyond choice. Beyond history. Biology remembering what time tried to erase. But there were hard moments too. Silences that felt like chasms. Topics they couldn't touch. Pain too fresh.
Distance too real. Chick would retreat sometimes, pull back, old protective instincts. Chaz would see it, give space, not push. Learning each other's boundaries, learning what was safe, what wasn't, what needed more time. One night at a motel, Chick asked about the divorce. Really asked. What happened? Why did it fall apart? Chaz was quiet. A long time. We grew apart. Wanted different things. Became different people. No villain, just incompatibility. And I thought... He paused. I thought you'd be okay. I thought I could still be your dad from a distance. But you couldn't, Chick said. Statement, not question. No, I couldn't. Distance killed it. Killed us. And I let it happen because I didn't know how to fix it. Didn't know how to bridge it, so I just accepted it. Worst mistake of my life. They talked until 2 a.m. Honest things. Painful things. Real things. Things they'd never said, never allowed themselves to say. And it hurt. God, it hurt. But it also healed. Slowly. Piece by piece. Word by word. Truth by truth. Maybe you can't recover what's lost. But maybe you can build something new from the ruins. Week 2 felt easier. More natural. Still awkward sometimes. Still painful sometimes. But also moments of genuine connection. Moments where the relationship felt real. Not forced, not performed. Just two people who cared about each other. Learning how to show it. Learning how to be together. Learning how to forgive themselves and each other. Chaz suggested StoryCorps. I want to record this, our story, so we don't forget. So we have proof. Proof that we tried. Proof that love survived. Even when everything else fell apart. Chick agreed. Nervous but willing. This mattered. This was important. This deserved to be remembered.
The StoryCorps' booth was smaller than Chick expected. Intimate. 2 chairs close together, 2 microphones, recording equipment, a facilitator explaining the process. Everything they say will be preserved, archived, available to family, maybe public someday. This matters. This is permanent. Chaz sat across from Chick, close enough to touch, closer than they'd been in years, maybe decades. The recording light came on, red and glowing. Whenever you're ready, the facilitator said, then left them alone, just father and son. 2 microphones, everything about to become permanent. Silence first, neither knowing how to start. Then Chaz spoke. I think about the lost years every single day. His voice steady, despite emotion. Every day I wonder what we missed, what conversations we didn't have, what moments I should have been there for. It's the biggest regret of my life. Chick's throat tightened. I have regret about lost time. The words came out quiet, shaky. So much regret. And I know we can't get it back, can't undo it, can't make up for it, but, voice breaking now, none of us know what kind of time we've got. Pause. Breath. Continuing. But I just want to make what time we have be really connected. The word connected, heavy with meaning. Not just present, not just trying, but truly connected, truly knowing each other, truly being in each other's lives, for however long they have, however much time remains. Chaz nodded, tears visible now. I want that too, more than anything. And I'm sorry. For all of it. for letting you go, for not fighting, for 30 years of distance when we could have been close. I'm so sorry." "I'm sorry too," Chick said, "for shutting you out, for staying angry, for building walls, for punishing you, for all the years I said no when I could have said yes. I'm sorry." The apologies recorded, preserved, proof of regret, proof of love, proof they tried, even if late, even if incomplete. They tried. They talked about childhood, about pancakes and bike rides and bedtime stories, about what Chick remembered, what Chaz remembered. Same memories, different angles, both holding pieces of the same past, both grieving what was lost, both grateful for what survived. Love survived, damaged, changed, but alive, still there. "What do you remember most?" the facilitator asked from somewhere off camera. Chaz didn't hesitate. "The easiness. How easy it was to be together. How much you laughed. How safe you seemed. How whole our family felt. I didn't know how rare that was. How precious. I took it for granted." Chick thought, then answered, "I remember feeling completely safe with you. Like, nothing bad could happen if you were there, and then the divorce happened and suddenly you weren't there. And I didn't feel safe anymore. Not because you were dangerous, because you were gone." "I never wanted to be gone," Chaz said, voice breaking completely now. "I wanted to be there every day, every moment, but I thought I was doing the right thing, giving you stability, not disrupting your life. I see now I was just protecting myself from the pain of losing you, and in protecting myself, I lost you anyway." They sat in that truth, both crying now, not ashamed, just honest. The microphones captured everything, the tears, the pauses, the raw honesty, the love underneath all the pain, the grief for what could have been, the hope for what might still be possible, all of it recorded, all of it real. "Can I ask you something?" Chick said after a long pause. Chaz nodded. "Did you ever think about me? Like, really think about me? Wonder what I was doing? Or did you just move on?" The question they'd been afraid to ask, the fear they'd carried for decades. "Every single day," Chaz answered immediately. "Multiple times a day. I'd see something and think, Chick would like that. Or, I should tell Chick about this. Then remember we didn't have that kind of relationship anymore. Didn't talk like that. And it would hurt all over again. Every single day. It never stopped hurting." Relief washed over Chick's face. "I thought you forgot about me. Thought your new family replaced me. Thought I didn't matter anymore." "You always mattered," Chaz said firmly. "Most important person in my life. Always. That never changed. Even when everything else did, even when we were distant. You were always my child. Always loved. Always missed. Always." The facilitator asked another question. "What do you wish you could tell your younger selves?" Both thought about that. The weight of that question. What wisdom comes from 30 years of regret? What would you say to yourself before it all fell apart? How do you warn yourself? How do you prevent it? I'd tell myself that distance doesn't happen overnight. It happens in small moments, small choices, one missed call, one declined visit, one wall built, then another, until you wake up and 30 years have passed. And I'd say stop now before it's too late, before the distance becomes normal. Fight for it, even when it's hard. Chaz's answer came through tears. I'd tell myself that children need presence more than they need space, that I was wrong, that giving you freedom meant losing you. And I'd tell myself to be brave, to push through the awkwardness, to fight for connection, to never let silence become permanent, to keep showing up even when you pushed me away. Never stop trying. Never. Do you think we can make up for the lost time? The facilitator asked. Both paused, really thinking about it. Can you? Can decades of distance be recovered? Can you compress 30 years of missed moments into whatever time remains? Can you make up for what's gone? Or do you just build something new? No, Chick said honestly. We can't make up for it. Can't get it back. Can't undo it. Those years are gone. I'll never know who you were in your 40s. You'll never know who I was in my 20s. We missed each other's lives. And that's permanent. That's lost. Forever. But, Chick continued, voice stronger now, we can make the most of what we have left. We can be honest, be present, be connected for however long we get. That won't erase the regret, but maybe it will make it bearable. Maybe it will mean we didn't waste everything. Just some things, not all. Chaz reached across the small space between them, took Chick's hand. First time they'd touched like that in decades. Holding hands, like father and child, like people who love each other. I'll take it, he said. Whatever you're willing to give. However much time, however much connection, I'll take it. And I'll be grateful. For this, for now, for you. They sat like that, holding hands, crying, recording lights still on, documenting this moment, this reconnection, this fragile, brave attempt to salvage something from the ruins. Not a fairy tale, not a perfect ending, but real, honest, human. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all anyone gets. Just honesty. Just trying. Just love that survives despite everything. The recording ended, but they stayed sitting. Not ready to leave yet. Not ready to break this moment, this sacred space where they had been more honest than they had been in 30 years, where they had said things that needed saying, where they had acknowledged the pain and the love, both at once, both equally real, both equally true. Finally, they stood, hugged again, longer this time, real this time, not awkward, just two people holding on to each other, holding on to this moment, holding on to hope that maybe it's not too late. Maybe they can still salvage something. Maybe love is enough. Even when it's late, even when it's damaged, maybe it's still enough. The trip ended. 2 weeks gone in a blur. Chick packed their bag in Chaz's guest room. Tomorrow, they'd fly home. Back to regular life. Back to job and routines, and the world that kept spinning while they were rebuilding something precious and broken. The goodbye at the airport was different from the hello. No awkwardness now, just sadness that time was ending. Chaz hugged Chick tight. Thank you for coming. Thank you for trying. Thank you for giving us another chance. His voice thick with emotion, not wanting to let go, knowing he had to. Thank you for wanting me back, Chick said, for not giving up, for waiting, for being willing to try again. They pulled apart, looked at each other. Different now than 2 weeks ago. Not healed completely, but healing. Not fixed, but better. Not whole, but less broken. Progress. Real progress. We'll talk, Chaz said. Not a question, a statement, a commitment. Every week. Real talks. Not just how's work. Real conversations. I want to know your life. Want you to know mine. Okay? Chick nodded. Yeah, I want that too. Finally. On the plane home, Chick stared out the window, processing everything. The 2 weeks played like a movie. The hard conversations, the tears, the laughter, the moments of connection, the moments of pain. All of it swirling, all of it real, all of it changing something fundamental inside them. The regret didn't disappear. Still there, still heavy. 30 years still lost, still gone forever. But something else was there too now. Hope. Small, but real. Hope that the future could be different, that they could build something new, that love could survive distance, that it was never too late to try. Back home, life resumed. Work, bills, daily routine. But something felt different. Lighter, maybe. Like putting down a weight they'd been carrying so long they forgot it was there. The weight of estrangement, of pretending they were fine with distance, of accepting something unacceptable. That weight was lighter now. Not gone, but lighter. The first phone call came 3 days later. Chas calling. Not for a reason, not for a holiday, just to talk. Hey, how are you? Really? And they talked. For an hour. About nothing important, about everything important. About life, about feelings, about being father and child, trying to figure out how to be that again. The calls became weekly, then twice weekly. Real conversations, vulnerable ones. Chick sharing struggles, Chas sharing his, both learning it was safe. Safe to be real, safe to be honest, safe to need each other. Years of walls coming down slowly, brick by brick, call by call, trust rebuilding where fear had lived. It wasn't perfect. There were still hard days, days when the past hurt too much, days when Chick felt angry about lost time, days when Chas felt guilty about failures, days when the distance felt permanent despite their efforts. Those days were real, part of the process, part of healing. Not fun, but necessary. But there were good days too. Days when conversation flowed easily. Days when they laughed genuinely. Days when it felt almost natural, almost like family. Almost like what they used to be. Not the same, never the same, but similar, related, connected. That word Chick used in the recording. Connected. Really, truly connected. They planned another visit, 6 months later, shorter this time, just a weekend, but it mattered. Proof they were trying. Proof this wasn't just a one-time thing. Proof they were building something sustainable, something that could last, something worth maintaining despite the distance, despite the past, despite everything. The second visit was easier, less awkward, more natural. They fell into rhythm faster, knew each other better now, knew what topics were safe, what needed gentle handling, what could be joked about, what couldn't. The learning curve of reconnection, the work of rebuilding. Hard work, but worthwhile. Chick told friends about it, about reconnecting with Dad, about the trip, about the progress. Some friends understood, some didn't. Why bother? One asked. It's been 30 years. That's basically gone. Why reopen old wounds? But Chick understood something that friend didn't. Some wounds never close. They just fester. Better to open them, clean them, let them actually heal. Chas told his wife about the reconnection. She was supportive, happy for him. She'd seen his pain, his regret, his longing for his child. She knew this mattered, knew he needed this, knew love doesn't expire just because time passes. She encouraged the visits, the calls, the relationship. Grateful he had this chance. Grateful they both did. Holidays became easier. Chick actually wanted to visit now. Not obligation. Genuine desire. To see Dad. To be together. To continue building what they'd started. The visits weren't perfect, still moments of tension, still reminders of distance, but better, significantly better. Progress visible, measurable, real. A year after the road trip, they went back to StoryCorps, a follow-up recording, documenting progress, showing how far they'd come. Not perfect, not healed completely, but better. Connected. Trying. Succeeding in small ways, failing in small ways, but together in it. Finally together. That's what mattered most. In that second recording, Chick said something important. I still have regret about lost time. That hasn't changed. Those years are still gone, but I don't regret trying. Don't regret reaching out. Don't regret being brave, because now we have this, and this is worth having. Even if it's late, even if it's incomplete, it's worth it. Chas agreed. I'll carry the regret forever. That's my burden, my consequence. But I also carry hope now. Hope that we still have time. Hope that we can build something good from something broken. Hope that love is stronger than distance, than time, than mistakes. And maybe that's enough. Maybe hope is enough.
Here's what Chick and Chaz learned, what their story teaches, what 30 years of distance and one brave attempt at reconnection revealed. These truths are hard, but they're real, and they matter. For anyone carrying similar distance, similar regret, similar pain. Lost time cannot be recovered. Those 30 years are gone, forever. Every missed birthday, every holiday spent apart, every conversation they didn't have, every moment they weren't together, gone, erased, unrecoverable. That's the permanent cost of distance. That's what you lose when you let time pass without connection. But remaining time can be used well. That's the hope. That's the possibility. You can't get back what's lost, but you can make the most of what's left. Can be present now, connected now, honest now. That doesn't erase regret, doesn't make up for anything, but it gives meaning to remaining time, makes it count. Reconnection requires courage, tremendous courage. The courage to be vulnerable, to risk rejection, to admit you were wrong, to ask for another chance, to face pain instead of avoiding it, to hope when hope feels foolish, to try when trying feels impossible. That courage is rare, but necessary. Without it, nothing changes. Both people have to want it. Can't force reconnection. Can't make someone want relationship. Both have to be willing. Both have to try. Both have to be brave. One person can't do it alone. Can't bridge 30 years alone. Takes two. Takes mutual effort. Takes both choosing connection over comfort. It will be messy and imperfect. Not a fairy tale, not a movie. No perfect reunion with swelling music. Just awkward conversations, painful honesty, slow progress. Steps forward, steps back. Good days, bad days. Healing that's non-linear. Relationship that's complicated. That's reality. That's what real reconnection looks like. Messy, human, imperfect, but real. The relationship won't be what it was. Can't go back. Can't recover childhood closeness. Can't pretend 30 years didn't happen. The new relationship is different. Adult. Chosen. Based on mutual effort. Not history, not obligation, but genuine desire. That's different from before. Not better or worse, just different. And that's okay. Regret doesn't disappear. Chick still carries it. Chaz still carries it. Every day. It doesn't fade because they reconnected, doesn't vanish because they're trying. It stays. Permanent companion. Reminder of cost, of mistakes, of time wasted. That's the price. That's what distance costs. Permanent regret, even when you try to fix it. But trying matters anyway, despite regret, despite pain, despite imperfection. Trying matters. Reaching out matters. Being brave matters. Because the alternative is worse. The alternative is more distance, more time wasted, more regret compounding. Trying at least gives you a chance, gives you something, gives you hope. Pride is a prison. Waiting for the other person to reach out first, waiting for them to apologize, waiting for perfect conditions, waiting for certainty. Pride keeps you stuck, keeps you alone, keeps you distant. Someone has to be brave first. Someone has to swallow pride. Someone has to risk everything. That's how reconnection starts. Family is complicated. Not the TV version. Not the social media version. Real family is messy. Full of mistakes and pain. Full of distance sometimes. Full of regret. But also full of love. That love is worth fighting for, worth being brave for, worth the risk. Time is finite. This is the hardest truth, the most urgent one. Time runs out. People die. Chances disappear. Later becomes never without warning. Chick and Chaz had time. Many people don't. Many people wait too long. Wait until death makes reconnection impossible, makes regret permanent, makes distance eternal. Don't wait. Don't assume you have time. You might not. None of us know how much time we have. Chick said that in the recording. None of us know what kind of time we've got. That's the terrifying truth, the motivating truth. We don't know. Could be years, could be weeks, could be today. So use the time you have. Make the calls, send the messages. Be brave. Now, while you still can. Connection requires maintenance. Can't reconnect once and be done. Can't have one good trip and assume it's fixed. Takes ongoing effort, ongoing calls, ongoing vulnerability, ongoing choice to show up, to be present, to stay connected despite distance, despite difficulty. That's the work. Continuous work, never-ending work, but necessary work. It's never too late, until it is, until someone dies, until time literally runs out. But if you're both still alive, still breathing, it's not too late. Too hard maybe, too painful maybe, too awkward maybe, but not too late. Still possible, still worth trying, still worth the risk. That's the hope Chick and Chaz offer. It's never too late, until it is. If you have someone you're distant from, this is your sign, your permission, your wake-up call. Someone you used to be close to, someone you love but don't talk to, someone you've been avoiding, someone you hurt or who hurt you. Reach out. Today, not tomorrow, today. Send the message. Make the call. Be brave. Yes, it's scary. Yes, they might say no. Yes, it might be awkward. Yes, you might get hurt. But you're already hurt. Distance hurts. Regret hurts. What if hurts.
At least trying gives you a chance for connection, for healing, for relationship, for making remaining time matter. That's worth the risk. Always worth the risk. Don't wait 30 years like Chick did. Don't carry that much regret. Don't waste that much time. Life is too short. Time is too precious. People are too important. Love is too rare. Reach out now, while you can, while they can, while there's still time to try, to connect, to heal, to rebuild. Do it now. Because here's the truth. Years from now, you won't regret trying. Even if it didn't work out perfectly, even if it was awkward, even if the relationship is still complicated, you won't regret trying. But you will regret not trying. You'll regret waiting. You'll regret letting pride win. You'll regret choosing comfort over courage. That regret is permanent. Trying at least gives you peace. Chick and Chaz's story isn't perfect, isn't fully resolved, isn't a complete happy ending. They still carry pain, still carry regret, still have hard days. But they also have connection now, have honesty now, have each other now. That's more than they had, more than 30 years of distance gave them, more than waiting would have given them. That's the lesson. That's the hope. You can't fix everything, can't erase the past, can't make up for lost time, but you can make the most of remaining time, can build something new from something broken, can choose connection over distance, can choose love over fear, can choose now over never. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that has to be enough, because it's all we get. Just now.
Just choice. Just courage. Just love surviving despite everything. That's what Chick and Chaz found. That's what they offer. Not perfection, not easy answers, just honest truth, just real hope, just proof that trying matters, even when it's hard, even when it's late. Trying always matters.
Chick and Chaz are still building, still learning each other, still navigating the complexity of reconnection, still having hard conversations, still making mistakes, still trying. Every day, every call, every visit. Still trying. That's what matters most. Not that it's perfect, that they're trying. They'll never get those 30 years back, never know what could have been if the divorce hadn't happened, if distance hadn't grown, if pride hadn't won, if fear hadn't ruled. Those years are gone, lost forever. That's the permanent price they paid, the price of distance, the cost of waiting. But the years ahead are still theirs, still possible, still available, if they keep choosing connection, keep choosing honesty, keep choosing vulnerability, keep choosing each other. That's the gift. That's what reconnecting gave them. Not the past, but the future. A chance at a future together. Finally. They talk every week now, sometimes more. Real conversations, vulnerable ones, hard ones sometimes, easy ones sometimes, but real. Always real. That's the foundation they're building. Not on shared history, that's too damaged, but on shared presence, on showing up, on choosing each other. Now, every day, that's what makes it work. The relationship isn't what it was. Can't be. Too much distance, too much pain, too much lost. But it's something real, something growing, something worth maintaining. That has to be enough, because it's all they have. And it's more than nothing, more than distance, more than regret. It's something, finally. So who are you distant from? What relationship have you let decay? What person do you think about but never contact? What bridge did you let burn? What connection did you let die? Who's on the other side of your 30 years? Ask yourself honestly, who are you avoiding? What are you waiting for? Permission? You have it. Right timing? This is it. Certainty? You'll never have it. Courage? You already have it. You just have to use it. What's stopping you? Pride? Fear? Comfort? Those things will still be there tomorrow, but the person you're avoiding might not be. Time is not guaranteed. Every day you wait is another day lost, another day of distance, another day of regret building, another day you can't get back. Every day you choose comfort over courage is a day you choose distance over connection. Choose regret over peace. Choose fear over love. Is that really what you want? What if you reached out today, right now? What if you sent the message, made the call, took the risk? What's the worst that could happen? Rejection? That hurts. But you're already rejected. Distance is rejection. Silence is rejection. Avoiding someone is rejecting them. You're already in pain. At least trying gives you a chance at something better. What's the best that could happen? Reconnection, healing, relationship, understanding, forgiveness, peace, a chance to build something new, a chance to make remaining time matter, a chance to not die with regret, a chance to love someone again, to be loved, to be known, to be chosen. That's possible if you're brave enough. Think about Chick, sitting in that airport, terrified, about to see their father after years of distance, heart pounding, wanting to run, wanting to hide, but staying, being brave, taking the risk. That decision changed everything. Changed their relationship, changed their future, changed them. One brave moment. That's all it took. One moment of courage. You can have that moment too. Right now. Today. This second. Pick up your phone. Find their contact and send the message. I know it's been a long time. I know we've been distant. But I don't want that anymore. Can we try? That's all. Simple. Honest. Vulnerable. Brave. That's all it takes. One message. One risk. One choice. I have regret about lost time.
That's what Chick said. Do you? Do you have regret about someone, about distance, about wasted time, about relationship lost? If you do, you have a choice. Live with that regret forever. Or do something about it. Today. Right now. While there's still time. None of us know what kind of time we've got. That's the terrifying truth. The motivating truth. We don't know. Tomorrow isn't promised. Next year isn't guaranteed. The person you're avoiding might not be here next month, next week, tomorrow. You don't know. None of us do. So use today, use now, while you still can. I just want to make what time we have be really connected. That's all Chick wants. That's all any of us want, really. Connection. Real connection. Not surface politeness, not obligatory holiday calls, but real connection. Real presence. Real relationship. That's what makes life worth living. That's what matters when everything else fades. Connection. So here's your question. The only question that matters. Will you choose connection? Will you be brave? Will you reach out? Will you try? Will you risk rejection for a chance at reconnection? Will you choose courage over comfort? Will you choose now over never?
What will you choose? Chick chose courage after 30 years, chose vulnerability, chose risk, chose hope. And it wasn't perfect. It wasn't easy. It wasn't a fairy tale, but it was real. And it was worth it. Worth the fear, worth the awkwardness, worth the pain. Because now they have something, have connection, have hope, have each other. Finally. You can have that too. Whatever your version looks like, whatever your distance is, whatever your regret is, you can try to heal it, try to bridge it, try to build something from the broken pieces. But only if you're brave, only if you try, only if you choose now instead of waiting for someday that might never come. Don't be the person at a funeral saying, "I kept meaning to reach out." Don't be the person with permanent regret. Don't be the person who waited too long. Be the person who tried, who was brave, who reached out, who chose love over fear. Be Chick. Take the risk. Send the message. Make the call. Do it now. I have regret about lost time, but I'm not letting one more day slip away. Are you?